Tyler Harper on the line with us, Georgia State Senator, now running to replace Gary Black. Big shoes to fill, but Tyler, I think you're the guy that can do it.
Good morning, Bill.
Morning.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir, definitely big shoes to fill, and you're correct. Ag Commissioner doesn't get much publicity, but agriculture is our number one industry.
Yep,
sure is. And the Department of Agriculture affects almost 11 million Georgians on a day-to-day basis, and what they do in their day-to-day lives, from the grocery store to the gas pump. So, it's an important office for a variety of reasons, but I look forward to serving as our next Ag Commissioner and putting my record of service to work and working for our farmers, our farm families, and our consumers around the state, and fight for them, and working to move our state in the right direction. As a seventh-generation farmer, I believe I can make that happen.
Tyler Harper with us, Georgia State Senator, now running for Agriculture Commissioner. And you brought an important point up, Tyler, because I don't think people realize just how significant this job is for people who've gotten in the habit of eating. That it's real important for you to be out there making sure that our farmers are well taken care of. And even, that when you get a gallon of gas, it's a gallon of gas.
That's correct. Exactly. You got to make sure you have the right person in the position that understands the industry, understands agriculture, but also understands that it's important that we take care of the consumers around our state, and that that our farmers and our farm families and our producers are put first and at the forefront of the conversations that we're having, and that we're working to provide the atmosphere for our state's number one industry to continue to thrive and them to be successful and build on things like the Georgia Grown program and open up new markets. But at the same time, it's also important that we have someone that understands the importance of protecting the consumer and making sure that our food supply and our food safety, our food is secure and safe, and the food supply chain remains intact. And we're going to work to do that on a day-to-day basis. So when you go to the grocery store, you can rest assured that those products you take home to your family table are safe, and when you send your kids to school, they're going to get a nutritious meal from the school system. Hopefully, we're going to continue to push and build on the amount of Georgia-grown products served in our school systems around the state. That's been successful, but I think that's one way we can ensure that they get a nutritious meal. And then when you buy a gallon of gas, it's a gallon of gas, and when you get your house sprayed for pest control issues, you can rest assured that those folks are doing it in an above board way, and it's done correctly. And those are the type of things that a lot of times doesn't get looked at from the office of the Ag Commissioner. But there's a lot of things that run through the department, and a lot of ways it affects people's lives on a day-to-day basis from a food, fiber, shelter perspective. And we just want to continue to ensure that the farmers, producers, and consumers are put first, and we're going to work to do that on a day-to-day basis as the next Ag Commissioner.
Well, Tyler, that's so important, because Georgia is unique in the fact that we could be isolated from the rest of the country or the world and still be self-sufficient with everything that we grow here, from dairy farms to meat packing to chickens and everything else. Chickens, I think, is our biggest export. And so that seems to be lost on Washington. When our farmers got wiped out by that hurricane 3 or 4 years back, it took them forever to try to get them some money to stay in business.
Yes, sir. And that's one of the things we're talking about on the campaign trail. Among other things, like investing in the next generation to ensure that we have another generation to come behind our current generation to move agriculture forward, but making sure that we're delivering that support in the record amount of time, and making sure it gets where it's needed. And you're right, Hurricane Michael, come through and done significant damage in our state, especially to the ag industry, all across the state, actually. And Southwest Georgia got hit the hardest, but but every industry in agriculture was hit in some way during that. And you're right. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the in some cases, we were able to get the relief, but it just took quite a while. And we're going to go be a bulldog and make sure that Georgia has a voice when those conversations are happening, when they're happening in D.C., whether it's on disaster relief or whether it's trade conversations, and make sure we have a seat at the table to make sure our voice is heard in those conversations, and make sure that we're able to bring some successful opportunities back to our state, and ensure that our farmers and producers have what they need to continue to move on to the next year. And in cases like the hurricane situation a couple of years ago, to make sure that they're able to go to work the next year. And, I think that's why one of the reasons you saw the Georgia General Assembly step up during that time, to make sure that we were able to provide some relief on the state level, to kind of during the time we were still waiting on some of that federal relief to help those farmers and producers that got hit really hard.
Gotcha.
Through that disaster support.
Tyler, running out of time here.
We're going to continue to make sure that's happening.
Yes, sir. Where do we go for more information about you?
You can go to my website, TylerHarperGA.com, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over that.